Alright, we're back on the solved videos after finishing our Excel course, so it's been a while since I've done one of these. There are still 3 cases I haven't solved from the 2025 World Championship, and that's this Bushland Adventures, Mahjong, and the finals, which was origami. I also haven't practiced at all since Vegas, and the next round is only 5 days away, so I really need to try and get the practice in and prepare a little bit for this season to start. But I want to get these videos out. So Bushland Adventures, this is a speed, distance, time map case. We had a map where each cell represents 500 meters or half a kilometer, various terrains that are indicated by color, and a topography map to indicate the height of those terrains. Each cell has a base speed for hiking across it. Then we have this pack over here, so the longer the hike is, the more items we need in our pack to make sure the journey is safe, but that increases the weight that we carry and reduces these speeds. So with these speed, distance, time cases, I always think about speed equals distance over time. And then I try and rearrange this in my head if I need the other one. So in this case, a lot of the questions ask for the time it takes. So I always think about going, okay, time comes to this side and then speed goes back under the D. But working through that rearrangement in my head is a little bit slow. You know, it takes me like 30 seconds to think about it sometimes. After doing this case, the easiest way is just to think it's always distance over the other one. Unless, of course, you want to find distance. And Dim raised a really good point that seems obvious now he said it, but it's so clever, and I didn't think of this when I originally did the case. And that was if you apply a factor to this side of the equation, you can just apply the same factor to this side of the equation, right? If I times this by 2, I times this other side by 2. So when we get the pack weight, that adjusts the speed down here, but the pack weight is dependent on time. So a lot of people would calculate the time, then the pack weight, then the speed, and then the time again. Well, because you're applying kind of the pack weight factor to this speed equation, you can just apply it on this side right away and skip kind of a step. So we'll show that. So let's do the setup. I'm going to use OA Robot here to copy to background colors. So that's basically a VBA macro, and I'll call that map, so MP for map. And then the same for topography. I could do that with a formula, but it's probably quicker to type it out if I don't make any mistakes. And same thing, paste over similar background colors, and we'll call this TP for topography. Then in this table here, because I know each cell is 500 meters, I can just put the time to travel through each cell here, and I don't need to convert from speed ever. So it's 0.5 over all of this stuff. That's the time per cell. And let's call that speed by itself. Highlight this whole table, Control-Shift F3, so I label it with the top row. And then this is everything we need on our pack. So I want to get those all into numbers. I could use my extract numbers for this, but I will just do space H star, replace it with a blank. And let's do the same thing to anything here with an hours listed. I think it's only those, so let's do it there. And then while I'm doing this, I might as well get rid of these kilometer texts because I don't want those either. So those are here. So let's get rid of KM for nothing. There we go. Now the file's pretty much set up nicely for me to do all the questions. First one, how many snow cells are located at 800 meters? So I want to count all the things at 800 here and snow here. So count if map says snow and the topography says 800. And I need count ifs instead of count if. So there we go. Now ignoring pack weight and altitude chambers, how long would it take to hike every cell? Well, if I say count if the map says this, that's all it gives me how many of each terrain there are. And I can just times that by the time it takes and do the sum. So sum of those. And then I need to round it, so I have a robot shortcut that just wraps a formula in round 0. So I'll do the other bonuses later. First question is, what's the weight of our pack? So with a 6.1 hour hike, we're somewhere here. So we need to just add up all of these numbers. So it should be 3,000. So I can say equals sum of filter this, where this is less than or equal to our time. And then I might actually just turn that into a lambda as well with robots. So if I just say save lambda, and let's call it pack weight because I might need to use that later. Okay, question 2, how long does it take to do these hikes? Well, I have the time now, so I can say xlookup this in terrain, give me the time. That's the table I labeled at the start, so it's 0.2 hours to go through all the snow cells. How many cells am I going through? Well, if it's 0.5 per cell, then it's going to be this times 2 times how long it takes. That's in hours, but I need it in minutes, so it's times by 60. I also need to round it, so Control-Shift-Z for me is the robot shortcut to round things to 0 decimal places. So let's drag those down. Okay, question 3 is asking for the adjusted speed based on the pack weight. So let's recycle some of this stuff. So that's the time for a forest cell. We need to times by 2 and this to get how many cells we walked. So the overall hike time is 3.2 hours. We can then find out what the pack weight is, so pack weight of that. And then the instructions tell us up here that the adjusted speed is the base speed times 1 minus the pack weight over 10,000. So let's do that. 1 minus the pack weight over 10,000. So we need to times that whole thing by the base speed. And the base speed is going to be x lookup the terrain in the terrain, give us the speed. So there we go. And we need to times that by 1,000 because it asks for it in meters per hour instead of kilometers per hour. So it's going to be that times 1,000. Okay, level 4 here asks us how many of the given cell type are in the hike. So we can say text split this on the column. And I want to say address to contents. So it's basically an indirect address to contents of that on our map. So that'll give me a list of what everything is. And I want to say, does that equal this given terrain type? And sum of minus minus that. Next up, level 5, we're hiking a whole route and basically doing what we did in question 4. So let's do a quick model for this, example 5. And let's do text split this on the semicolon. And then let's do address to contents of that on the map. And then let's do address to contents of that on the topography. We don't need it now, but we will later, so we might as well put it in. And then let's get our base time. So it's going to be x lookup the terrain. In our terrain, give us the time. So let's say time. And then our pack weight, let's put it over here somewhere. Pack weight is pack weight of the sum of this stuff. So as I've kind of mentioned at the start, you can take this pack weight, do your factor, times it by the speed, and then get the new time. But we can bypass this step and just say 1 minus that over 10,000. So that was the factor, so let's put that in brackets. So instead of doing speed multiplied by that, we can just do the time divided by that, and that will give us our new time. So new time, and then the question is asking us what that new time is in minutes. So we can say sum of this times 60 to go from hours to minutes, and then we want to round it, so I use my robot command again for that. And data table our answers. Question 6 is asking for topography, and it's saying if the next cell is a higher altitude, it takes 0.25 hours to travel through the current cell. So let's do that. Let's do shift array of this, and we want to shift it by 1 row. So what that does is it just moves everything up 1 in this array, so I know what the next cell is now. And I'll put my fill as 0, so that's the bottom thing. Default is an X. There we go. And then I want to say if that is greater than that, then give us 0.25, otherwise give us 0. So that's the extra time. It changes to example 6 as well. And then if the next cell is lower, the speed increases by 50%. So again, I can just use the new time to do that. But let's go shift array this -1, and let's fill it with 1,000 this time. And the reason for that is because at the end I'm checking whether the next cell is lower. Well, if I put a 0 like I did in this array, the next cell will always be lower, and then I'll be adjusting something when I shouldn't. The last cell should not have an adjustment, so I'll just always put something higher than the max terrain, so I put 1,000 there. And then I basically want to check if that is less than there. And then we know where we move down. So here we move from 600 to 400, we go down, so it's true. And then we can adjust our new time. So the question said if the terrain, the next terrain is lower, then we speed up. So that means the time goes down. So we can say divided by if this, then 1.5, otherwise 1. And then we just need to amend our answer here. So we've got the sum of the new time and that kind of extra little bit there if the next terrain was higher. Okay, and that's it. You'll see 116 has an error. That's because actually in the case here, all of these questions end with nothing on the end, but 116 has an extra semicolon on the end that shouldn't be there. You can fix that by just saying that we want to ignore empties in this text split formula. So yeah, that's that. that's question 6. Question 7 is exactly the same, but just gives us a direction and a starting cell. So if we go example 7, with this setup it should be fairly easy. I have a move on map lambda, so move on map, here's my start cell. My arrow is going to be down, so south. I have a thing called arrows lookup now, so arrows lookup of that, but it's actually just the left of that because I have northeast southwest as NESW, so left of that. My multiple is going to be that times 2, and then I want to choose the last option to show path and close the bracket. And what that does, it just tells me the path. However, I have 20 cells here. I should actually have 19 because 9.5 times 2 is 19, and the first cell counts, so I'm getting like an extra cell because of this first cell, so I just need to minus 1 off my multiple. And then change the question to 121, and this should be all of the answers. Okay, and the last bonus is what's the combined pack weight in level 3? So I had that in my formula here, pack weight of that stuff. So let's put that here. And I only want the questions, so I can see that's 63,000. So 63,000. After hiking all routes in level 4, how many rock cells remain unhiked? So I need to know how many rock cells are in the map. So count if map says rock. There's 334 in total, and then I need to find out how many in level 4 are rocks and subtract them off. So let's text join with a semicolon all of this stuff, and then split it back down. So text split that, and then I can just do address. Well, I want the unique ones of those, so let's do unique by column, and I want address to contents of those. Address to contents of those on the map. So that will give me how many rock cells there are. So I can say that equals rock and sum of minus minus. So there's 90. So I could just copy that, for example. If I wanted to do it in a single place. There we go. In level 5, which hike travels 5 out of 6 types of terrains? And we want the game number and then the letter of the missing terrain. So 5 out of 6. So game 5. So let's do text split of this by semicolon. And then I want to do address to contents of that on the map. So that gives us all of our terrains. And then let's do a unique by col. And then just drag that down. So we should be able to easily see which one has 5. We can see the bottom one has 5. Which one's missing? Well, I can see it's forest. To see which one it is formulaically, I mean, you could just do X match all of that stuff on wherever my question is there. If I wanted to, I can see forest is missing. It's question 100. So the answer is 100F. And that is Bushland Adventures. Nice case. Nick often does kind of speed, distance, time, calculation stuff. So yeah, it was a good case. Took me a little while to get it all perfectly right on the first go round, because whenever you work with kind of time calculations, you normally run into floating point errors. And when I originally did my model, I did the whole adjust the speed by the pack weight first and then get the new time rather than the other way around. And yeah, it caused me some issues with floating point errors with these time formats. And I mean, I've even said in my own tutorial series on the time video, whenever you work with time, put some rounding in, otherwise you run into floating point errors. But yeah, I didn't take my own advice, obviously. However, this method was a nice, clean solve, so hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.